just hanging out with the puppy and playing some Animal Crossing this morning. I time traveled to June 1st last night and spent a lot of the night getting wedding items for Harv's island. So I figured maybe that I could just chat with you guys while I did that this morning. I was really excited though, because I didn't realize that if you did Harv's Island like 5 days in a row, you get special DIYs. Like I got a wand DIY that I didn't have before. So that was pretty cool. Even though it's kind of annoying, but whatever. Like I have nothing, like I'm getting to the point in COVID where I don't think I'm interested in playing Animal Crossing, but what else am I gonna do with my life? Which is also why I decided, like, why not just make a little vlog? We could chill with me, hang out, you know, this morning. Well, I did my morning, which is like, I don't even have a morning routine right now. Maybe like this will get me into a good one. Oh my gosh, I have so many hiccups today. Yeah, and maybe like I'll talk about my COVID year a little bit. So, yes, I'm definitely working on another set, Reese. Great garden theme, surrounded by nature, filled with gentle colors. Great. Okay, so yeah, so this year's been pretty intense for me, not gonna lie. And I'll make sure, like, I'm gonna show you guys what I'm decorating to, because I'm definitely like, I think that there's a way. Okay, I don't know if this is true or not, or if this is just something that I've like decided is real. But like if you fill up your rooms that you're doing this, like you get 15 crystals per time. And like some of the stuff is expensive. Like they turn in for Reese. Like I think that's why I didn't do it before, because I was like, this is gonna take so much effing work to get the items that I want. And now I'm like, I'm bored and I want the wedding items. And I also had a friend who wanted some wedding items. So I was like, you know, why not do some kind, altruistic Animal Crossing? It's always great. By the way, I don't even know how I want to life, guys. So yeah, so I'm 27 years old. I'm a social worker, and I've been working from home since March 14th. So it's November 5th. So we've been doing this for a little bit. And I think like it's getting to the point now where I like don't know what to do during the day. Like I do my work and stuff, but then like during the extra time, it's like, who is Christy? What does Christy want to do? And I'm doing like so much therapy right now too. Like I've been seeing my therapist, who is amazing, for like, I've seen this one I think for almost 2 years now. And like we've done so much trauma work, and like every time I think my trauma work is done and I'm like, oh, I'm healed, like perfect, beautiful angel, nothing can ever affect me, something else happens, which is like trauma in a nutshell. So like there's some days where like I can't get out of bed, which is fine because now I literally don't have to. Like, and this year has been crazy. But it's hard because like I'm trying to also like get into good routines, but also not trigger myself. So like I last week started to go to the gym a few days a week, like 3 days a week. This week with the election, I'm like, I don't even want to go. Like I don't want to, like there's TVs on the walls, and like, wow, this sounds so dramatic, but like I don't want to see anything that has to do with this out in public and dealing with other people right now. And I don't know if that's like just me because of COVID, but like I don't know, like it's just hard for me to want to get back out there. And I guess like it's easier now for me to work myself up into like anxiety or catastrophize, like, oh my gosh, like this was so bad, because like it's scary right now. Like it's not like a great time to like do anything. Even though like people are, I mean, there's like a safe way to do some things, but like not everything, which is definitely difficult. but yeah, so kind of adding to like my year, I guess we can like chat about that. So like, let's see. Let's start 2020. So let's say November 2019. I drop out of my internship. Things are fine. I'm already a little bit pissed and mad about grad school because I'm a social worker. There's not a lot of room for me to advance in my career right now unless I get my master's. And like, honestly, getting my master's right now, they pretty much told me, the school, that like I need to choose between work and work in my master's, because like I can't have a full-time job and get my degree. Well, I'm also like a poor human and I can't afford to like not, I mean, I pay rent and stuff. Well, I did. So anyways, that brings me to spring. So March, we'll just move to March. And I like officially got sent home for the quarantine where we all like were not allowed to leave our houses and whatever. And I was living with my ex at the time and my mom and I weren't talking much, but she was still going into work. And then I was also like, I don't know, I was in a really weird space just because like with working from home with your like partner sounds like super great, but like if you've never worked from home with somebody before, like it's actually really difficult. And I would say it's difficult because like you are used to your own environment. Like I would know for me, like I was really used to working in a place where I talked to people all the time. Like I would say when I'm at work, the majority of my work is talking with other people. And then it swapped to me being here at home, just all the time. And that was a really hard adjustment for me because my needs weren't getting met during the day. And I had to figure out a way to adapt to this new life we were living. I remember March was like a ton of banana bread, a ton of like, you know, just life stuff happening. You know, taking walks. I was taking walks literally every day. I was doing like 100-day squat challenges every day. Move forward a few weeks, my best friend from college passes away, which was awful. And I don't think I could even process it in the moment because like it was just such a bizarre and weird time. Like now we weren't into the mask part yet, but it was like, it was scary to go out in public. Like it was scary. Like people are like on the Today Show, like spraying all of their stuff with, you know, Clorox and leaving it outside for hours at a time. And it was just so weird. But yeah, so I just decorated this little area. Super cute. You see? So cute. I could put in another picture too that's like a real one. But yeah, so time moves on and like May comes around, my grandmother passes away from COVID. So this was, I say, like a pillar in my summer or spring, because not only did my grandma pass away, but I realized like because my parents are divorced, I ended up not having any photos of me with my grandmother because it's my paternal grandmother. So I'm trying to grieve. I find this out and I found out there's going to be a ceremony. Well, it's also COVID. And I'm like, F it, I'm going to Indiana. My work's giving me the time off. Like, work says it's cool. My dad says it's cool. My mom says we're going to figure it out. Like, if I need a quarantine when I come back, like, I'm just going to be as careful as I can when I go. And, like, I need to do this for me because, like, not only did I not get to say goodbye to my grandmother, but, like, she had schizophrenia. And, like, I watched her deteriorate. She was no longer the person that like I knew, and so like saying goodbye was gonna be a challenge for me because like I am who I am because of my grandmother. Like she influenced me so much growing up, that like I really needed to be around family who like loved her and had stories like, and just like I'm stuck in Maine. I don't have any photos of my grandmother. I'm not talking to my mom right now. And my ex is like, get over it. Other people's grandparents are like still working and like they could die. like everybody might die right now. Like it's, and so those two things paired were like, F it, I'm going to Indiana. So I ended up getting on a plane, going to Indiana, and like not getting COVID. It ended up being like, again, like one of the best things that I did, because when I came back, my ex didn't say goodbye to me when I got on the plane. Like the whole time he was texting me saying how worried he was about me, but actually was like worried about himself, because like I was willing to put his life at risk to go. And like, I'm sure, like you in life, you have to make choices that are like right for you. And those choices probably aren't going to be right for everybody. And like, that's okay. But at this point, I realize that like, I'm not going to spend the rest of my life making or telling somebody why I have to make choices that are right for me, or fighting with someone who's supposed to be my other half. And I don't know, I realized that I deserved like love and peace all the time. And at this point, like I'm depressed. Like the summer has been tough. Like the spring has been tough. Like my grandma passed away. One of my best friends passed away. There's no ceremony for my best friend because it's like peak COVID, and like there's no gatherings. So that was it. Like I was in a really bad spot, and I wasn't getting the support I needed at home. So I ended up coming home, back to Maine, and deciding that the best thing was going to be to break up with my boyfriend. And I ended up breaking up with my ex. And that was really difficult, just because like I'm a like probably a bad kind of dater, because I'm the kind of person who dates long term. Like my first relationship I was in, I dated him for over 4 years. And the same with this last one. So like I've honestly been in relationships pretty much for the last 10 years, back to back pretty much, because like I met, and even now, like I break up with my exes, and like I would say this time I wasn't even looking. I again, like I get to this point in a relationship where I'm so unhappy, but I'm not being heard at all. And it's pretty much like I get to this point in my mind where I would rather be alone for the rest of my life than with anyone else. And it's almost the point where coming out of this last relationship, I felt single. Like we weren't like intimate at all. Basically for the last like 4 years of our relationship, and that was, according to him, my fault, and something that I did wrong. And like again, it takes two to tango, and I think like to the end of this, like this isn't like saying anything bad about anybody, but like in life you have to do what's best for you, and sometimes it's not best for the person that you love. And that's a hard time, because I think that's sometimes where like you have to like decide what's best for you. Like or for me, am I able to wake up for the rest of my life knowing that like I made this decision? And I'm a really just deep thinker. Like my parents got divorced when I was in third grade. So I was like, what, 8? And then the second time my mom got remarried, and so did my dad. My dad's still together with my stepmom. And I really hope they'll be together forever, and I wish them the best. But my mom broke up. My mom and my stepdad aren't together anymore as of like my freshman year of college, so spring of 2012. So it's been almost 8 years. So yeah. So like I want a stable relationship in my life, and like, okay, so let's start. So my friend dies, my grandma dies, I end my relationship. At the same point, I met someone. I didn't just meet somebody, I reconnected with somebody who I had already met and hung out with in the past. And it's weird because like I didn't see him like that before. Like I liked him as like a person, but like and I was attracted to him. But like this spring, I like fell in love for the first time. Like I loved my boyfriends in the past and like given a lot and like given a lot of myself, and I've tried really hard, but this love that I feel, it's like the romantic Cinderella love that I almost didn't think existed. And not Cinderella in a way where it's like it's fake, like, or it's like Disney, but it's like real love. So I'm actually like in therapy working on adapting to like no drama in life right now, which is like one of the biggest challenges I've had for a long time. And I think that's mostly just because, like, you know, I've been so used to drama. I've been so used to, like, just unpredictability, or I don't even know. That's just what the life I've been living. So now to have the opportunity to like live in peace, like that's almost chaotic for me. Which I get makes sense, but I don't want it. Like I just wish this would feel easy and not a challenge. But it's okay. Like I'm down for the challenge. Like that's why that's why I'm doing the hard work right now, and I'm doing the therapy and stuff, because like I want to be successful. So now I'm going, I didn't really say anything, but I time traveled to the next day, and I'm going back to Harv's Island again to do more photos. But yeah, like, so, and okay, so like, yeah, so let's talk. So let's talk. My friend died, my grandma died, I broke up with my ex, I fell in love, and that leads me to summer. So I end up going back out to Indiana to see my dad and traveling during COVID. This is very different. My new boyfriend is like amazing. He's like, yeah, enjoy your trip. Have a good time. That's it. So I come back from my trip, and the next week I end up going on vacation with my boyfriend's family. And they're like just staying in a cabin down in North Carolina, and it wasn't like, we didn't do anything really. And like that was fine. We got COVID tests, like came back home again. And then I was like, hey ma, like I can't live with you anymore. Like I can't take this. Like I'm again to the point in life where like I don't want drama. And sometimes like I think we all have our personality types. And I would say, well, I'm just a sensitive, empathetic soul. And my mom is not that way, and like all love to her, but like she's a very like logical person, and so she likes to review like ooh, I haven't seen this wallpaper yet. Oh my gosh, guys, this is so cute. Look, like this is why I'm so glad I time traveled, because like wow, I wouldn't have been able to find this before. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, so anyways, so I tell my mom we're gonna move out, and like I'm like, okay, I need to find my own place and figure this out. Well, I'm like pretty stressed about this, so my boyfriend is like, well, why don't you just like move in with me? And I'm like, ooh, okay. There's some more like conversations around that, but now I'm living with his family, because he's still living at home, because he was going to, he had a plan before COVID, and it fell through. And so he's lived on his own before, but then is temporarily back here, and they've taken me in so kindly. So like, I'm at this weird spot where like, there's no drama or pressure, and it's COVID, and I'm like, I'm just excited. Like, I don't even know. Like, every day is so difficult just sitting sometimes, but I don't want to do anything. Does that make sense? Like, who am I? Like, I keep going back to this, like, who am I thing, and like, I do tarot reading, and I play Animal Crossing, And like I've developed this like, and I like clothes and fashion and like obviously like look at me, I've like rolled out of bed today not wearing any, like I'm just, this is my, but like I'm struggling, I guess, because it doesn't feel like it's enough right now. Like there's so much time, and I know life will like not always be like this, and I should just like slow down and appreciate the moments that I'm having and being given, and this is really like a gift. But at the same point, it doesn't always feel like a gift. And I don't know, I feel guilty saying that because I know so many people work so hard right now and are doing so much. I don't know. That just, it makes me sad. I feel so selfish. Like, I feel very selfish even saying that out loud. And I know, like, I shouldn't feel selfish. I know it's my experience, and my experience is real, even though I'm privileged. And, like, I can be uncomfortable and privileged. And, like, these are my choices I'm making. Because, like, if I'm really unhappy, I can make a change. Because, like, I get it. Like, I'm rambling. I get excited. I'm a fast talker. I'm you know, I don't fit in always everywhere. Like, I'm not from one place. Like, I grew up in Indiana and moved here. And so, like, that caused a lot of, you know, stress for me growing up. And even now, like, I sometimes wonder, like, how I can find my own identity and, like, what my purpose is in life. Because, like, honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Nothing I do feels like it's enough some days. And like partially I want to blame the school systems for, like, again, this is the most I've ever been alone in my whole life. Like, I had a sister growing up who was always around, but she's like, she moved to France, so she's not around anymore. And like, I've always just had people around, and now when it's like, not only I don't have my own place to like host people, but also like it's not like that. Like, we can't, you even if I did, like, what would we be doing? Like, and I guess that's the hardest part of COVID is like, I just have to kind of sit with this uncomfortability that like I can't change. And not that I even want it to change. I guess I just want to change my perspective too. Like, it's a bummer that like I feel so, I don't know, stuck. But I figured like maybe if I motivate myself to like make a video and no, like, does anybody else just hit the wrong buttons for no effing reason? Okay, let's do, ooh, that looks cute. So cute. So cute. Look at that. Okay. But yeah, so I don't know. I just have to like, I guess, adapt. Why do we have to keep on adapting and evolving? Like, I would like to just be a Barbie stuck in one of those plastic cases, and it's like, don't unwrap her. She's not gonna change. She's gonna stay exactly the same for the next 40 years. So like a McDonald's burger. Okay, that's a little bit dramatic, but yeah. So yeah, this is me. Welcome to my life. If anybody wants to play Animal Crossing with me, let me know. Yeah, and maybe I'll like keep making more content. Who knows? Like, with COVID, what else do I have to do? So yeah, thanks for watching, squad. There's no squad, but it's me. Ding. Okay, bye.